Alright, here is our result. Alright, so the intended effect here is getting the spray paint like CSGO or Overwatch and similar games like that, where you can spray paint a tag or something. So I have a first-person controller that is set up already. Doesn't matter which one you use, and the important part here will be our decal projector. So with the first thing to do is enabling our decal in the pipeline settings. So let's do that now. I go to my project settings under edit and project settings, go to our render pipeline, then we'll find our render list, get the render, and we add render feature and find decal. After we add that, that's pretty much set up. We can go back to our assets and prepare a material. I'll name this decal, and we'll change the shader. I'll change the shader to be decal, first one, and just enable GPU instancing, and under our base map we'll drag the texture that we want to use to as a tag, and we'll change the normal blend to 0. We also need to make a duplicate for now, because I'm not setting any of this at runtime, but we can do that later on. I'll duplicate and name this decal placer, and in this texture I have the same version but semi-transparent, so it'll be semi-see-through, and we'll be able to show the difference between when it's placed. So then we go to our camera, and I have audio source for sound, and what we'll do is make a new script, a new C# script, call this spray placer. Open this in your editor. Just wait till Visual Studio open. Alright, I'm gonna delete the placeholder. I'm gonna start with a few serialized fields, and this will be a few things here. Alright, so in here we're gonna create our serialized fields. This way we'll keep them private. We have a layer mask, a decal game object, a vector3 size, a float, an audio clip for a sound effect. This is optional. And I have a key code for our spray button. Just using the old impulse system for now, just to keep it simple. Now I'm going to add a bunch of other private fields. We'll have a camera, a hit distance, array, a Raycast result, and again an audio source for the sound effect. This is optional. I'm going to initialize a few things here. I'm using camera.main, but I normally don't, but it's quick here. And audio source is optional again. I'm going to create an update method for our Raycast. Here's a ray from our camera in the center screen. So our Raycast is from the ray we created, and out to our result. Our distance would be spray distance, and layer mask will be what we want the Raycast to hit. And I've added a ignoring of triggers, so no floating decal. We're gonna set the hit distance as Raycast hit dot distance. So we check if a hit distance is smaller or equal to our spray distance, and we also check if we do press a button, in this case our spray button, we'll have a method here for creating our spray. So we'll create a make spray method, and we have an error underline because we don't have it yet. So let's create that. Shortcut in Visual Studio is Alt and Enter. Generate. And in here we'll instantiate our object, but we'll instantiate it as something called Decal obj. And we're gonna set its position to our Raycast hit. And here we are simply setting our rotation to be the surface hit normal from our Raycast hit. So whatever we hit with the Raycast, we'll take it to normal and rotate it. We're gonna do a get component for the decal projector on our decal. So we will use a namespace here because we don't have our decal projector component. The namespace will be unityengine.rendering.universal. So now we can access our component from decal projector, and we'll access our size and set the size to be our size. Then we'll take a same component. We'll normally cache, but I'll just do this quickly. And here we will access our pivot. So here we will simply set the pivot to be on 0, 0, and RZ will be our size times a slight offset of 0.25. Lastly, I will add the sound. This is optional. Alright, now we can save our script and go back to Unity and wait for the compile. Now we can drag our script onto the camera, and I'll take the layer mask to be default. Our decal will need our prefab, so let's make a prefab. We'll add to the camera a new game object. We'll call this decal placer. I'll add a decal projector, set to projectant depth to anything you want. In my case, I want to match our distance that will set in our camera. Add our material, and I'll just drag it onto the project to make this a prefab. Now I'll go back to the one on the camera and unpack it to make it a separate object, and just keep this as decal placer, but I'll change the material to a similar material that has the same image with a slight semi-transparency to have our effect of you're about to place the decal. We just go to the renaming our prefab to something like decal, and now we go back to our camera and drag our decal into the slot of a game object. Now we'll change our size here to be 1, 1, and we can keep the Z on 0. Spray distance, as I said in the other component, as 2. And our spray sound effect will be our spray sound effect. This is, again, optional. Next, I'll change spray button to T. Alright, and we can go ahead and test this out. Alright, so inside here of the scene, we can walk up to something and we see our semi-transparent material, and we press T and it sprays, but we're not getting a result. I think our issue is our size should be 1 because 0 multiplied by 0.5 will be 0, so never multiply by 0. There we go. So everything is working as expected. This is pretty neat and should be pretty performant. I wouldn't go overboard, but if you do want to place a lot, then I would suggest object pooling or something instead of instantiating all these, because it can be pretty crazy for the system to collect all this garbage. So just a heads up, it's a method of doing things. It's not the method, but it works pretty well. As you can see, it kind of gets a little funky on the corners, but it's not too bad. I have a test earlier that I tried to not flip the see, sometimes it's messed up, but most of the times it's okay. If you place it on a corner on the old method, I would keep the rotation of the camera, but this would create a few issues with stretching on the side, so I just opted to use a surface normal for the rotation. And like I said, this gets a little weird on the corners, but it still works. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. There's many ways you can go with this. You can create a list of spray paints that you can circle through, or selection or something. I can make a video on that if you like. Just drop a comment. And there's also a few other use cases, but in this case it's cool to have a tag or something for your players. So I'll see you later.